Have you ever woken up in the morning, sat on the edge of the bed, and just paused? Maybe you were trying to catch your breath, or perhaps your body felt a little stiffer than usual. Your head a little foggier. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Mornings have a way of revealing what the years have added: aches, slower movements, and sometimes habits we didn't even know were working against us. And here's the thing, mornings are powerful. They can set the tone for your entire day. A good morning routine can fill you with energy and purpose. But the wrong habits? They can quietly chip away at your strength, mobility, and even your safety. That's why today, we're going to talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention: morning mistakes. Simple things, often done without a second thought, that can lead to fatigue, dizziness. Let's start with one of the most common, yet underestimated, mistakes: getting out of bed too quickly. Now, that might not sound like a big deal. After all, we've all been told to rise and shine, right? But when you've passed 70, your body needs more time to adjust, especially after lying still for several hours. When you go from lying down to standing up too fast, your blood pressure can drop suddenly. That's called orthostatic hypotension. You may have felt it before: dizziness, blurred vision, maybe even a sensation like you're about to fall over. It's not just unpleasant, it's dangerous. A sudden drop like that can lead to a fall, which, as we know, can have serious consequences later in life. So what's the better way? Give your body a chance to wake up with you. When your eyes open, don't rush. Take a moment to stretch your arms and legs while still lying down. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Then, gently roll onto your side. Use your arms to push yourself into a seated position, and just sit there for a bit. Breathe. Let your circulation catch up. Then place your feet on the floor firmly and stand slowly. It sounds simple, but this extra minute can protect you from a world of trouble. Now, once you're up, you might head straight to the bathroom, splash some water on your face, and maybe go for a cup of coffee. And that brings us to mistake number 2, skipping your morning hydration. Your cells are craving water. Dehydration in older adults is sneaky. It doesn't always come with a dry mouth or extreme thirst. Sometimes, it shows up as fatigue, confusion, or lightheadedness. And the scary part? Mild dehydration can make you more prone to falls, slow your reaction time, and mess with your memory. What your body needs first thing in the morning is simple: water. Not juice. Not tea. Not your beloved black coffee, just good, clean water. Try keeping a glass by your bedside. The moment you sit up, sip it slowly. If you prefer something warm, lukewarm water with a slice of lemon can be soothing and refreshing. This little ritual jump-starts your metabolism, hydrates your organs, and gently tells your body, we're ready to begin. It's surprising how powerful that small act can be. A single glass of water can help improve digestion, reduce stiffness, and even support brain function. Think of it like watering a plant that's been sitting in the dark all night. You're bringing life back to every part of you. And while we're talking about what you put in your body after waking up, let's pause for a moment. Because the next thing many people do, especially after 70, is nothing. They stay seated. They read the paper, scroll through their phone, or sit at the table with their coffee. That's mistake number 3, not moving your body within the first hour of waking. Now, I get it. You've earned the right to take it easy. You're not rushing off to a 9 to 5 anymore, and slow mornings can be one of life's greatest pleasures. But here's the truth. Your body thrives on gentle movement, especially after sleep. When you stay still for too long in the morning, joints remain stiff, blood circulation stays sluggish, and energy levels stay low. Your body's natural rhythms need a bit of motion to kick in fully. And I'm not saying you need to do jumping jacks or go for a jog. Not at all. Just 5 to 10 minutes of gentle movement can make all the difference. That might be a slow-paced walk around your home, some light stretching by the window, or even a simple seated routine with arm and leg motions. The goal isn't to break a sweat, it's to wake up the muscles, get the blood flowing. Morning movement is like lighting a match. Once you strike it, everything else starts to glow a little brighter. And speaking of glow, there's something else you need each morning, but so many of us forget about it. Sunlight. Yes, that's right, natural sunlight. Or spend your first couple of hours in dim indoor lighting. Your body doesn't get the message that it's time to be alert. Your internal clock, or circadian rhythm, relies heavily on light cues, especially the bright, natural kind that comes from the sun. Without it, your body stays in a sort of limbo, not quite awake, not quite asleep. That's why so many people report feeling sluggish all morning, even after a full night's sleep. And the impact doesn't stop there. Missing morning sunlight can also affect your mood. Your body needs that light to suppress melatonin, the hormone that makes you feel sleepy, and boost serotonin, which helps you feel calm, focused, and happy. So what can you do? It's actually quite simple. As soon as you're up and moving, open your blinds. Step out onto your porch or balcony. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of morning light can do wonders. You might want to combine this step with your light movement or that glass of water we talked about earlier. Imagine starting your day on the patio, sipping warm lemon water, slowly stretching your arms to the sky. Doesn't that sound like a beautiful way to greet the day? It's not just good for your body, it's healing for your soul. Now let's shift gears for a moment. Because the next mistake isn't about what you do or don't do. It's about what you tell yourself. Many people over 70 wake up in the morning and immediately start mentally bracing for the worst. They expect to feel pain. They expect to forget something. They expect another day of struggling to do what used to feel easy. And that mindset that's silent. Internal monologue is one of the most dangerous habits of all. You see, the thoughts we think when we first wake up have a powerful effect on how our day unfolds. If the first thing you tell yourself is, ugh, another painful day, or, I'm so tired already, your brain believes you. It starts scanning for evidence to prove that thought right. You'll notice every ache, every slow step, every little thing that goes wrong. Not because the day is worse, but because your brain was trained to expect the worst. But what if you flip that script? What if, when you woke up, you said something simple like, I'm grateful for this morning, or, let's see what good today brings. It doesn't have to be overly cheerful or fake. Just something gentle, something kind. That shift might seem small, but it creates a ripple effect. You'll start noticing the birds outside, the warmth of the sun, the ease of your favorite chair, and slowly, your brain starts working with you, not against you. It's not magic, it's neuroscience. Optimistic thoughts trigger the release of feel-good hormones like dopamine and serotonin. That means better mood, better focus, and even reduced perception of pain. So if you want your mornings to feel less like a burden and more like a blessing, start by tuning into the voice in your head and choosing one that cheers you on, not one that wears you down. And joy is something you still deserve. Every single day, at every single age. You don't need to leap out of bed like you're 25. You don't need to run a marathon before breakfast. But what you do need, what your body and your spirit both crave, is intention. A little more care, a little more patience, and a little more light. And when you give yourself those things, hydration, slow movement, sunlight, and a kinder inner voice, you begin to reclaim something many people believe they've lost after 70. Momentum. Because here's the beautiful truth. Aging isn't about decline. It's about rhythm. And your rhythm begins the moment you open your eyes. Now, you might be wondering, what else could I be missing in my morning routine? What's one more thing I should watch out for? It's begging for steady energy to keep you sharp, steady, and focused. Skipping breakfast or having something that spikes your blood sugar like white bread, sugary cereal, or just a cup of sweet coffee can set you up for a crash before the day even begins. You might feel fine at first, but within an hour or two, you'll likely feel tired, foggy, even irritable. That's your body reacting to an energy dip, and over time, those dips wear you down. Instead, your first meal should be nourishing, balanced, and simple. You don't need a gourmet spread. A hard-boiled egg with some avocado toast. A bowl of warm oatmeal with cinnamon and berries. A slice of whole grain bread with a little peanut butter and banana, just enough to give your body protein, fiber, and healthy fats, the building blocks of stable energy. Think of it like putting oil in a car before a road trip. You wouldn't expect your car to run smoothly without it, so why expect your body to perform without fuel? And here's something most people don't realize. Eating a solid breakfast not only helps with energy, but it can actually reduce the risk of falls. Why? Because it keeps your blood sugar and blood pressure stable, two things that are directly connected to balance and coordination. When those drop unexpectedly, you get dizzy. You feel weak. You're more likely to stumble or sway. But when you've eaten something grounding, your whole system steadies. And that steadiness? That's your superpower, especially as you age. Now, I want you to imagine something for a moment. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and doing just a few things differently. You open your eyes slowly. You stretch without rushing. You sit up. Sip some water. You smile not because everything's perfect, but because you're here, breathing, alive. You walk to the window, feel the sun on your face, and move a little, just enough to remind your body it still works, still serves you. Then you head to the kitchen and nourish yourself with something warm and wholesome. Doesn't that feel like a better start? It's not about perfection. It's about presence. It's about choosing every morning to support yourself in the most basic yet powerful ways. And that brings us to the heart of everything we've talked about. Your mornings are not just a routine. They're a reset. They are your opportunity to begin again every single day, no matter your age. So many people over 70 start to believe that slowing down is inevitable, that losing strength, focus, or balance is just part of the deal. But that's not the whole truth. Yes, our bodies change, but we still have influence more than we realize. And that influence starts the moment we wake up. Small shifts, done with care, can have massive ripple effects. Slow your rise. Hydrate first. Get a little sunshine. Move your body. Speak kindly to yourself. Eat a real breakfast. These aren't radical changes, they're quiet forms of self-respect. They say, I matter. My day matters. My health matters. And guess what? It does. You matter. Your life, your comfort, your energy, your joy, none of it is behind you. It's still here. It just asks that you show up for it. That you begin the day with intention instead of autopilot. That you choose habits that serve you, not ones that slowly chip away at your power. So if you've been rushing out of bed, skipping your water, hiding from the sun, sitting too long, criticizing yourself, or forgetting to eat, you're not alone. But today is your invitation to begin again. To build mornings that protect you, energize you, and help you feel more like you. And if this message has touched you in any way, I'd love to hear from you. What's your morning routine like? Have you noticed certain habits that make a big difference in how you feel? Share your thoughts in the comments. We learn so much from one another. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring tips to help you thrive after 60. Because this stage of life, it's not about winding down, it's about waking up. To your health, to your joy, to your strength. Here's to living your best life, starting every morning with love. You know, one of the most beautiful things about growing older is the wisdom that comes with it. By the time you've reached your 70s, you've lived through decades of mornings. Some rushed, some peaceful, some filled with purpose, others maybe just blurred by habit. But here's the truth that never changes no matter how many birthdays you've celebrated. Today is still yours. That first hour when your eyes open and you face the new light, it's yours. And when you treat it with just a little more attention, a little more care, it responds. You feel steadier, calmer, sharper. You're not just going through the motions anymore, you're creating a rhythm that honors who you are today, not just who you used to be. And it starts with something as simple as not making those 4 common mistakes we've talked about. You don't have to accept waking up dizzy. Just think of the possibilities. What could shift in your day if you stood up from bed without that sudden head rush? If your first sip was water that fed your muscles and brain? If the sunlight warmed your skin while your legs moved gently beneath you, waking up your circulation. If your first words to yourself weren't critical, but kind. If your first bite of breakfast told your body, I care about you. That's not wishful thinking. That's something you can do tomorrow morning, even. No fancy tools. No complicated routines. Just a return to basics, done with love. And the beautiful thing is, these small shifts don't just affect your morning, they ripple out into everything. Your balance improves. Your digestion feels easier. Your mind becomes clearer. Your spirit feels lighter. It's not magic, it's just momentum, and momentum favors those who choose to show up with intention. Some mornings, of course, will still be tough. There will be aches. There will be days when motivation is low. That's okay. That's life. But even on those days, you can give yourself grace. You can still say, it's about nurturing your vitality in ways that feel right for you now. It's about honoring the rhythms your body asks for, instead of ignoring them. It's about building trust with yourself again, not because you're perfect, but because you're paying attention. And really, isn't that the heart of aging well? Paying attention, noticing what your body whispers, instead of waiting for it to scream. Listening to what your energy is trying to tell you before it's drained. Choosing not to rush through your morning, but to treat it like the sacred beginning that it is. This isn't the end of anything. It's the beginning of a more thoughtful, energized, grounded version of your day and your life. And if you've been feeling like the mornings have been getting harder lately, I hope you know you're not alone. But you are powerful. You are wise. And you can change the course of your day, one breath, one stretch, one glass of water at a time. So here's your gentle nudge. Tonight, before bed, place a glass of water next to you. No pressure, just small, steady steps toward feeling better than you have in years. And don't forget you have a whole community here cheering you on. We're in this together. Every story shared in the comments, every tip passed along, helps someone else out there feel less alone and more capable. So if something in this video resonated with you, or if you've made your own little morning change that helped, share it. Someone out there might need exactly what you've learned. And if this message has helped you feel seen, supported, or simply reminded you of your strength, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe for more gentle, uplifting, to slow mornings, kind thoughts, strong steps, and peaceful starts. May tomorrow greet you with light, and may you greet it with love. Stay well, stay strong, and never forget you've got this.